let's resume our investigation. Right, we're on chapter 3. Not sure how many chapters we'll do. I guess we did 2 last time. Maybe we'll do 2 this time. We'll see. Review the plot thus far? Sure, why not? Did I seriously call the stream CMeeCraft plays Mario Emio? That's inaccurate. Yeah. There we go. I'd read this, but I'm already like, yeah. Didn't realize this would be an auto-scrolling thing. Anyways, let's just go. Come on. If you want to know what happened so bad, watch the previous stream. Or play the game yourself or something. Alright, why are we here again? I actually probably could have used that. Like, we've learned some stuff regarding the killer. No one's around. Okay, great. Let's call my dear partner. Wait, why won't it turn on? I think you just push... Ah, the battery's dead? Guess I forgot to charge it. Well, that's convenient. Well, it's not convenient, but it's convenient in terms of setting up the narrative, I suppose. I should remember to do that when I get back to the office. Okay, let's look around. I don't see anyone. Like, I remember generally the investigation up to this point, like we're dealing with a murder that looks similar to both kind of a series of murders from several decades back, in addition to a common, like, urban legend. I don't know why we're specifically at this, like, cabbage patch, though. Let's look around. The cabbages actually look delicious. Cabbages are pretty good. Cabbages for me, like in any recipe, especially if you slow cook cabbages in like a crock pot type deal, it's a great cheap way to add just some greens to a good kind of like crock pot type meal. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. And now I wanted to do some cooking. Probably gonna cook some pasta in the next couple days. It's a plastic greenhouse. What are they growing? Although realistically, I'm about... Because for those of you who don't know, I'm planning on moving this month, which may make the streaming schedule a bit shaky in a couple weeks. Even more so than it has been necessarily, but I'll do my best to stay on target. But I'm at the phase where I'm just kind of trying to eat what I have, so I have minimum food to actually move, especially frozen stuff, so... What am I thinking? I wonder if anybody is here. I tried calling, but I don't think anyone was out there. No one's around, yeah. Ask, listen. There's no one to ask. Okay, surely I can, like, move, right? Let me open my notebook. What am I doing here? No idea. The phone is dead. Yep. I had a dream last night, actually, where one of the plot points was that my phone was dead. Which I'm not sure how to feel about that, honestly. Like... I wonder if anybody is here. Oh, maybe that truck down there? Someone might be there? Yeah. There's a truck parked here. Is someone around? If there's a truck, there might be someone nearby. Okay. And someone's gonna be around. Like, look at all these houses. So now I can call for the truck. Never mind, no one's around. We can think about the truck. I wonder if anybody's here. I don't see anyone. Okay, World's greatest detective here, y'all. If there's a truck, there might be someone nearby. I don't see anyone in the greenhouse. Whoa, that guy just sprouted out of the field like he was planted there. Guess he was just crouching down. I should go talk to him. Hey, cabbage farmer. Excuse me, do you have a moment? Huh? What do you want? What do you want? Excuse me, do you know the way to the Kuze residence? Oh, that's what I'm doing, okay. The Kuze place, eh? Sure, Sonny, just go straight down that dirt road and head toward the mountains. It's right at the end of the road, can't miss it. Got it, thank you very much. Straight down the road, huh? Let's get there ASAP. Now I can travel to Detective Kuze's family home. Right, because the Kuze family is sort of involved in the history of this. Detective Kuze's family home. Yeah, I could use to mow the grass a bit. The house at the end of the road must be this one. Then maybe that's my suburban North American upbringing talking. I do actually think there's a certain level of overgrowth that can be aesthetic in its own way, I think. Let's look around. The grass is overgrown. No one's done any yard work for a long time. Okay. There's a window. It's not cracked, but it's pretty dirty and hard to see through. Yeah, this house doesn't seem to be in the greatest condition. It doesn't seem like anyone's here. You never know. The nameplates have been removed. I can't say for sure that this was Detective Kuze's home. What in the mailbox? We can open the mail. There's nothing in the mailbox. Dang. Although, isn't even just checking a federal offense? Well, I mean, this is Japan. Laws might be different, but in America, you're not supposed to do that. I think even opening someone else's mailbox is a crime. Let's get a general feel for the surroundings. It's quiet. Yeah, quiet and peaceful. It doesn't seem like anyone is around. Call out? I don't think anyone is here, but maybe it's worth a shout. Hello? Hey? Anyone home? I guess it's empty. Just like I thought. Let's think about this. Let's look around at everything we can. Okay. What about the doorbell? No? The planters? The walkway? No. Oh, a grasshopper. Don't chase after it. Professional detectives don't do that sort of thing. You gotta chase after grasshoppers? Amateur. I get attacked by grasshoppers. They come to me. I don't think it's frosted glass. Clothesline. It's an old clothesline. Doesn't look like it's been used recently. I think I've gone over everything. Maybe the place is vacant. Let's think about this. It doesn't look like anyone's here. Maybe I should come back later. Oh, maybe Mr. Utsuki would know something. But my phone's dead. It was a good thought, but the battery's dead. What to do? Maybe we should go back and talk to that person again. Alright, why is the house abandoned? What are you doing? Oh! You scared me! Sorry, you are... Name's Tayama. I live next door. Ah, perfect! Hello. Sorry, I didn't see anyone in the house. No one lives there. So no matter how much you shout, no one's coming out. Just like I suspected. I see, but this was the Kuze residence, wasn't it? Crime? Yeah, we're investigating a crime. The Kuzes have a historical linkage to the crime, so was hoping to talk to the family or something, but they apparently don't live here anymore. Sure was, like I said, no one lives here anymore. Is it okay if I ask you a few questions? Sure, but you're a friend of Junko's or something? Yeah. No, I'm a private... Wait, maybe I don't want to get back to the Detective Kuze that I was snooping around here. She might yell at me. What should I do? I can be honest and say who I am, or conceal my identity for now. Let's see, if I say I'm an investigator, that might make him open up to me more, because he's like, oh, it's an investigation. I'd better say what I know. It could have the opposite effect, though. That's always a possibility. Simultaneously. And Kuze certainly hasn't been super helpful with my investigation thus far. And I'm not sure she's out... I don't know. I guess it's a strategic matter. Then again, if it comes out that I was being duplicitous, then I can probably kiss any chance of actually working together successfully goodbye. So I'll be honest. I can handle a little yelling. I'll be honest and reveal my identity. You're what now? Private detective. I'm an investigator. A detective? Uh-oh. So you must know Junko! Yes. Yes, I do. Great. You must be some kind of great detective too, huh? I gotcha. Working flawlessly. I mean, we aren't. But I can work with this. Okay. So you mentioned earlier that the house was vacant? How long has it been that way? Let's see, I think it's been about 2 years. Junko went off to be a detective and left the village. Suppose that makes sense. And Yosei doesn't live here anymore. Neither does Makoto. Isn't Makoto dead? Or am I thinking of a different person? So yeah, no one's around. Yep, no one lives here anymore. I guess think about that. Yosei. Could that be Kuze's mother? And Makoto is Detective Kuze's brother, of course. We've got all kinds of burning questions with the Kuze family. Let's ask about the siblings, eh? What were Junko and Makoto like as kids? You know, brother and sister wise. They were cute, real close. Junko, she always acted more like the big sister than the little one. I can imagine. Yep, you know what I mean. Okay. And Yusei, who's that? I'm sorry, who's Yusei? Oh, she's Makoto and Junko's grandma. Detective Kuze's grandmother. I see. She was lovely. Just a kind person who took very good care of her grandkids. Okay. Yusei really loves her two grandkids. Loves? Present tense? Are you unaware that Makoto's dead? I think this neighbor has a lot of info. Let's keep asking. Okay. Those two kids, Makoto and Junko, lost their parents in an accident when they were young. So the grandparents, Mr. and Mrs. Kuze, took them in. I was right here in the village. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Kuze were real generous to take care of the kids like that. And don't get me wrong, it's a good and laudable thing to do. However, if your child dies, leaving their children and your grandchildren orphaned, I kind of think as a grandparent, you're almost, like, you're not necessarily obligated to take in your grandchildren, but I don't think, like, I feel like taking in your grandchildren in that scenario, especially if there's no one else that's a better fit, is kind of just like base level being a good grandparent, right? I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but like, I don't know, I feel like saying someone is generous for taking in their own grandchildren once their children, after their children and their child-in-law die, is like saying someone's generous for feeding their own children, right? It's like it's not wrong, but I kind of feel like that's almost something you're almost expected to do, I would imagine. Again, not saying that there aren't circumstances where you wouldn't, or wouldn't be expected to, but like relocating the children to the grandchildren if the parents are dead or otherwise unable to raise them is, I think, pretty standard? I don't know. Again, not saying it's not laudable, right? I mean, props to you. And it is kind of drawing the short end of the stick in terms of life of like, dang it, now I've got to raise 2 whole generations of children. I thought I was done with this nonsense, and now, boom, more minors in my house. But, yeah. More minors in this household than the California gold rush. It's ridiculous. Anyways, thanks to them, Makoto and Junko had pretty normal childhoods, and they grew up healthy and strong. They were good kids. They're a good brother and sister team, those two. Any observations? Thought I heard yelling, so I came over to check it out. Imagine my surprise to find a youngster like you. I'm not that. Well, I guess I'm pretty young. Youngster? I mean, I'm 19. Yeah, 19's pretty young. Yeah, I will say, I think one of the weirdest parts of life is there are a lot of, because obviously individual people, your I guess relative age. Your relative age to individual people is always static, right? If I'm like a decade younger than someone, I will always be a decade younger. Now, granted, as you age, like a decade is, less time, relatively speaking, right? So there's a much bigger gap between like a 20-year-old and a 30-year-old than a 60-year-old and a 70-year-old, practically speaking. But the funny thing, though, is a lot of individual, like, roles are relatively static, right? So the age of, like, the average, like, for example, enlisted soldier is pretty static over time. Or the average professional sports player or something. So it's so weird, though, of, like, of those roles that are pretty standardized age brackets, like, it's weird going from, like, oh, I'm younger than all these. Oh, I'm, like, the same age. Oh, I'm actually, like, older than most for... So like, I've been following the NFL a bit because, you know, football's starting up, and I'm a casual fan of certain teams. Whereas, oh, dang it. I'm, like, older than, like, the entire NFL draft class now of any given year, which was not the case historically. Now, I'm like, ah, dang it. I missed my chance to get into professional sports, like, definitively at this point. Well, yeah. And certainly just from the fact that that's the sort of thing you gotta, like, be training for from, like... I mean, depending on the sport, like, day you're born, practically, but... Anyway. What were we asking this guy? Anything else that you say? Anyway, after Junko left town, it was just Yosei and her husband living here. They passed away, about 2 years ago now. So she left soon after. Any idea where to? Is that so? Yosei really raised those kids right, especially considering how they lost their parents. How are the kids? A good brother and sister team. Let's think about this. He's got a lot of info. Gotcha. Let's ask out Yosei some more. Where's Yosei now? She lives in her retired home in the village. Junko didn't let her live alone, so does her idea. So that explains why the family home is empty. That's right, they're actually gonna be tearing this house down pretty soon. Tearing the house down? In this economy? Why? Look, I'd buy it. Like, what's the price? Like, I mean, it could use a bit of a fixer-up. It looks like a bit of a fixer-upper. Yeah, I'd give you 100K for that. Easy. Right here. Done. Granted, from what I understand, like, culturally, I believe Japan actually has less of a kind of culture of used home sales. Well, like, from what I understand, and granted I'm not Japanese, so I only looked into this briefly for a period. Not looked into it as only because I was planning on moving, but I came across the information briefly. From what I understand, I think part of it has to do with, like, the country's history of, like, earthquakes and stuff, to where, like, you know, back in the olden days, the expectation would have been, like, yeah, that's not gonna last. But also the building, like, materials and stuff, you know. Anyways, from what I understand, they typically treat the housing more like a commodity than a long-term investment, which, to be clear, like, honestly, we could probably take a page out of that book. Honestly, I think economics, according to CMeeCraft, the biggest problem with the current kind of financial system in the West, at least in America, I'll speak to America because that's the country I know the most about, you know, being that I live here, is this expectation that we can have the price of property, and housing in particular, going up, like rising faster than inflation and wages ad infinitum, and somehow that's not going to eventually be completely unsustainable and ruin the whole rest of the economy. Like, and by eventually I mean, like, right now. It's the check has basically come due, and what I don't understand is how were people 20 years ago, how did the people 20 years ago see, like, oh, housing prices are increasing at a rate faster than inflation, and not see this coming? Like, great, I know the answer, which is, like, if you already owned a house, you didn't care because you were already in the market, and you were leveraged even, which actually increases the value proposition even further. But, yeah. It's a whole mess. Anyways. They turned the house down, as it turns out. Oh, I see. Yes, he lives in a tyrant home now. That's how it's going to be torn down soon. Maybe Makoto will come back one day. I'm sure he'd love to see this place again. Yeah, hold on, let me just double check this note. Because I could be wrong at this, but as I recall, I thought Makoto was dead. I could be misremembering that, but let me just double check. Older brother, he disappeared 18 years ago. Interesting. So he's not confirmed dead, but he is presumed dead, I think. He went missing along with a man. Interesting. I'll be sad when their house isn't there anymore. Observations. Oh, the kids are happy kids, aren't they? Yeah. Okay, now we think. So this house is going to be torn down. Okay. I'll examine this man. That's Tayama, the next door neighbor. We asked everything we can. Call session gate? What is it? Hey, can you charge my phone? The phone battery's dead, I guess. Right, we are in the early phone period, so... We asked everything, didn't we? Observations? Yeah, healthy kids are happy kids, certainly. Maybe I should examine the house. Maybe that's what I gotta do. That's the window. The Kuzo family home seems to be empty, but I'm sure it's filled with memories. I know Detective Kuzo would be sad if she saw it like this. Let me examine the house itself. Okay, now I think we ask for observations. What are you doing here anyway? Interested in the Kuzi family home? Yes, in a sense. I hear ya. Every so often I come check out the place myself. Just curiosity, you know? Like it has a way of falling to pieces pretty quick if you don't tend to them. But you know that. I didn't, but... Oh, by the way... What? What's up? I think it was 3 days ago. Yeah. It's on my way home from a meeting and I saw a light on in the house here. It's supposed to be in there. Could have squatters, I guess. I was curious what was going on, so I went to check it out. That's when Junko walked out the door. I wonder what she was doing here again. So Detective Kuzo was here 3 days ago. Junko said she just came by to see if she had left anything behind that she might need. See, because the house is getting torn down soon, she felt bad that it would be a disturbance. Poor girl, just kept apologizing. Of course I invited her to tea, hadn't seen her in ages. But she said she couldn't. She had to work extra early the next day and all that, you know. Can't believe she's a detective now. She's all grown up. How was she? She looked just like the detective you see on TV. Okay. Anything else? Guess she's all grown up. Any observations? Gotta say, Junko's blossomed into a very pretty young woman. Okay. Anything I'd go say? She lives in retirement home? I don't have anything else to say. I guess I'll think about that. I don't think I have any more questions. Maybe it's time to see if I can talk to Detective Kuze's grandmother? Toyama might know which retirement home Yosei went to. Let's find out. Which retirement home is Yosei living in? Let's see, I'm pretty sure it's called Yukariko Relax? Yeah, that's it. Yukariko Relax. Great, thank you. It's a nice name, and to hear the place lives up to it. It's just a little way up past the mountain if you're looking for it. Indeed. Guess we'll go there. Thanks for all the info. I appreciate it. I'm going to see if I can talk to Yosei. Okay. Tell Yosei I said hello. Oh, before you go. What? Where'd he go? This is worse than when I was having to wait at the bus stop. Hello? Okay. I've got something for you. Oh, eggplants. Thanks. Oh, that's a lot of eggplants. Heh, grew these babies myself. They're delicious. They ain't much, but I want you to have them. So many eggplants. Yeah, the title of this VOD is definitely going to be an eggplant emoji. It'll be hilarious. See, Makoto is a big fan of eggplants. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you very much. I'll gladly take these. I already got the eggplants. That's fair. Alright, now we go to Yukariko Relax. I'm off to Yukariko Relax, but thank you so much for the delicious eggplants. Safe travels. 3 days ago, 8:19 p.m., the Kuze house. Okay. Whose perspective am I in right now? Or is this not a perspective? I guess it must be Kuze, but it's third person right now. What's this? Is there something in the closets? Or behind this door? Looks like a closet. Might not be. Yakariko Relax. I'm finally here. Funny how far Toyama's idea of a little way turned out to be. Meanwhile, I'm looking enough eggplants to feed an army and hiking up a mountain. Wait, this says Relax Yukariko Village. That's not exactly what Toyama said, but I must be in the right place. So, you said Kuze. I wonder what Detective Kuze's grandmother will be like. Hello. Hi. Hello, excuse me, are you here to visit a family member? Not precisely, but kinda. No, not exactly. So you're not a family member. Is that going to be a problem from like a policy perspective? Family friend, can you squeeze me in? I'd like to have a word with one of the residents here. Do you have an appointment? I'm afraid I don't see anything in the records. Sheesh. I gotta deal with the nursing home bureaucracy. No, sorry, I don't have an appointment. No. Oh. Look, do I need an appointment? Well, I'm very sorry. But this facility has a policy against allowing visitors without a prior appointment. Can I make an appointment now for, say, like, I don't know, 30 minutes from now? Would that work? So I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Boy, I'm allowed to be in the lobby. The lobby is a public venue. Well, not... I guess if you are in the lobby without an actual reason to be there, that's just loitering and they can kick you out. That's fair. What? I'm sorry, but you'll have to leave. Hold on, let me, Hey, there's a person? What? Okay, let me examine. Could any of you folks... No, I can't even... There's the first old man. Do those folks live here? They seem happy. There's, this old man. This place isn't quite as fancy as the name implies. The reception counter is quite grand. Look, there's gotta be a way I can get packed through here. Let me think on this. Yeah, I'm gonna pretend to make a call and that'll help. My cell phone is dead, right. Surroundings. A number of older folks are chatting amicably. I guess you can't just show up for a visit unless you're family. You sure about that? I'm sorry, but you have to leave. Dang. Sorry I didn't make an appointment. I'll come back another time. Thank you for your understanding. Just be sure to let the resident know the next time you'd like to visit and I'll make an appointment. Will do, ma'am. I'll be on my way. Like, if I can find a phone... Maybe that other guy from the village can help me get, like, a number or something to make an appointment with. Maybe I should contact Yusei and make an actual appointment for a visit. Wait, how would I even do that? It does seem relaxing here. Hold on, what, are these cars suspicious? No. Okay. Call people? No one's there. That's fair. Think on this. There's no way for me to set up an appointment. There must be a way. Maybe we should just ask Detective Kuze for help? What am I thinking? That's a terrible idea. There's no way I'm going to ask Detective Kuze. If I can't come up with another way, or with a way to make an appointment, I may not be able to talk to Mrs. Kuze at all. With that in mind, I'll need to try talking to the receptionist again. Yeah, we'll just roll for charisma. Let's go. Oh, I thought you left. You know, I just remembered I am a family member. We're like 8th cousins, thrice removed. I'm sorry, but you'll have to leave. I know it's a rule, but I'm actually from the Utsugi Detective Agency, and I have some questions for Yosei Kuze. You're a detective. Yes. And I would have made an appointment, but I'm not acquainted with Mrs. Kuze. Yep. Admitting to not knowing the person you're trying to meet with here probably isn't the wisest move. Is there anything we can do here? I'm gonna have to get a warrant or something. I'm sorry, but rules are rules. You can't accommodate anyone without an appointment. Can you just ask, Mrs. Kuze? I can't make an appointment. I'll just call for you, say. Can you call, you say, Kuze? Excuse me. Yeah, I'd just like to say hello real quick, and then make an appointment. I think she'd be happy to see me. I'm afraid it's not possible, like I already said. Oh, she's getting angry. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Oh no, we're making a scene here. I knew this wouldn't work. Alright, you guys, why are you taking interest in me? I feel like I'm starting to make a scene. Oops, I made eye contact. Who are you? Can I help you? Oh no, it's... Hey, Mr. Yosei, remember we mustn't interact with... Hey, Mrs. Yosei, remember we mustn't interact with strangers. Jackpot. Oh, is this Mrs. Kuze? Excuse me, are you Yosei Kuze? Why, yes, I am. Yosei? Oh, don't you worry. This young man is harmless. Ah, she seems kind. So, you are... I'm from the Utsugi Detective Agency, and I came here to speak with you. Oh my, a detective. Well, how can I help you? Mrs. Yosei. Is this against the rules? This young man seems like he's in some sort of trouble. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. Alright, since Mrs. Yosei is okay with it, I'll allow the visit. Don't make a habit of this, okay? Yes. Thank you. Feel free to enter the facility. Perfect. Good thing she happened to be in the lobby.